Hello everyone, welcome back to another part of our Python series. So before we start our series, make sure to save this playlist so you can get all the videos of our Python series in a sequential wise manner and you can follow along properly. So we already know that we can store any information using variable and we can provide it in any data type such as we can provide any string or also we can provide an integer or it can be a float. So we can provide all the data types. So we can use all the data types according to our need and store our information so we can utilize it later for processing purposes. Just suppose here I want to print that variable, so I can just use it and run my file. So as you can see, I get the value of my variable. Let me comment the previous code. So now if I run it, so you can see I'm getting the value of my variable. But when you are working in real world, you don't need to store only one value. And also you need to club together all the related information. So for that, there is another way of storing all the related information together. That is by making use of dictionary. So what is dictionary? Just like variable is in the format of name of the variable and then value of the variable. Similarly, dictionary is in the format of dictionary name. So I can put any name which would generally be a meaningful word for which you want to store the related information. So I want to store information related to me. So I can make a dictionary of my name and it will be in similar format, name of the dictionary, then equal to, then you have to use the curly brackets and then you have to use quotes and here you can type the value which you want to store. Suppose I want to store my email address here. So I can type my email address here. But to get this value of my email from the dictionary, you have to type the identifier whenever you have to access it. So I can define a key along with it before the value. So here I will type email. Okay. So this has become my key of this value and this is the proper format of dictionary, like name of the dictionary, then key of the value and then the value itself. Okay. So now if I want to read this value, what I have to do? I can use print and then the name of the dictionary and then I have to use square bracket and you can see I am getting this index value. So this is the index value or known as also key and both of them together are known as key value pair. Let me comment the previous code and here you can see if I try to run this file I am getting the value directly. So you might be wondering why we are complicating the way of storing this information. We can directly store it in a form of variable and use it as a string like this. And if I'm going to print, I have to change the name because both cannot be of same name. So I can type like this. And if I try to print this variable, run this my file, I will still get the same value. So why I am complicating this? Because this is the way I can store multiple related information. So here I stored my email. I can also store my last name by adding a comma here and add another key in same format, colon, and then the value of it. So if I want to access this last name again, I have to just duplicate it and just replace the key here with the last name. And if I try to retrieve it, you can see I am getting that value. So using a single dictionary, I can store multiple related values and it will be easier for me. Okay, I want Kaustubh email, I want Kaustubh last name. So it will be more easier for me instead of just declaring variable one by one. Okay, so let's see what other operations we can perform with the dictionary. So let me comment all this. And another thing is I can directly print whole dictionary also. If I want it, I can put the whole dictionary and if I run my file you can see I can get all the details related to Kaustubh dictionary. So this is also great way to get the information and read that information which you have put it. And also if you want to add the contents of the dictionary later you can declare an empty dictionary as well. So there are two ways to declare an empty dictionary. So you can type a new dictionary here, and here just put an empty curly brackets. Okay. And then at the later stage, I can add a new key value pairs here. So I have to type the dictionary name, then I have to provide the square brackets, and then you have to provide the key. So I can type it like key one, and then you have to provide the value here. So I can type it as value one, and then just print center. And now if I print here the new dictionary and just run it, so you can see earlier I'm getting result from this Kaustubh. Let me just comment it. So now we just an empty dictionary, and I am adding a new value later and just printing it to see that it is getting added properly or not. So you can see when I trying to fetch the new dictionary, now it get the value. So that's why a dictionary is so popular, and in real world when you work with Python, you have to deal with a lot of scenarios which involves dictionaries. Also, if you type print new dictionary here, just let me duplicate it and let me bring it up. So here currently it is empty, and now if here at this point of stage I try to print it, it should come as empty, and then later I add value. So then it should show me the value which I have added here. So let me try to add it. So you can see first I'm getting empty dictionary, then I have added this value. But what if you want to modify the already defined value? Suppose, let me uncomment this using Control K and Control U. Then here you can see I have already defined the value of email as well as last name. These are known as key as well as they are known as identifier, because these are used as to identify the values which are providing, and that's why we are utilizing like this here as to identify that particular value. So if you want to modify this particular value, suppose someone has changed that mail and I want to modify it. So what operation I can perform? I have to perform same action as what I'm doing to add it later. So basically, I have to type my dictionary name, and just like I have add the value later, similarly, I can use the same key as well. I have to use same key again. So I will type email and then type the new value. So it can be new@gmail.com. And then if I try to print my dictionary, try to run it. So you can see now I am not getting the older value, even though here in the original dictionary I defined it, but later I have modified it. So dictionary always fetch the latest value which you have provided. And I already told you how you can initialize a new dictionary and later edit value. Also, I forget to tell you about another way of initializing this dictionary. So what you can do instead of these curly brackets, you can use dictionary method as well. So if let me just comment all others, and now if I run my file, so you can see earlier I am getting this empty dictionary, and then I am getting those value added. So there are two methods, either use this or either use the empty curly bracket. So both way you can construct an empty dictionary. So that's why this method is also known as dictionary constructor, as it is constructing a new dictionary. So we have seen how to create a new dictionary, then how to add a new value into the dictionary, and how to update value into the dictionary. Now let's see how to delete a value which is already been stored from the dictionary. So as you can see in my new dictionary, currently we have key value 1. Okay, so if I run it, so in my new dictionary, I have key value 1. And if I want to delete this value, so what I have to do, I have to use delete statement and then type my dictionary name, which is new dictionary, and then in the square bracket, I have to type that particular key which I want to delete it. Okay, so there here's key one, and then if I try to print my dictionary, run my file, I should get an empty dictionary. The value earlier which you are getting is from the previous dictionary, and after deletion statement, we are not getting any value and we are getting an empty dictionary. So basically, dictionary is similar to variable, but it can store multiple related values. And so just like variable, it can contain other data types as well. like string and integers, floating point numbers, and also it can contain other dictionary as well. So let me show you an example of dictionary containing dictionary. So let me comment all this code. Let me make another new file so I can show you here. So let me create another file, dictionary.python, and open it. And also the use case of storing dictionary inside dictionary is also very relevant in the real world because we have to deal with the complicated information. So let me show you what I mean by storing that complicated relevant information. So suppose again I created a dictionary with my name and just a simple dictionary. Here I first create email and then colon, then value, which is I can put any email address. Okay. So this is my simple dictionary. But what if I want to store more information related to this email? Okay. So then the concept of dictionary inside dictionary will be very useful for us. So what can I do? I can just use another curly brackets inside it and declare another key, just like here. I can provide provider and store it as email, and here the address, email address, and I can store the okay. So this is just an example, but you have to deal with the more complicated information, then dictionary come handy for your use case. And now if I want to print that email provider, so the way of doing that, just provide your dictionary name and then you have to provide the key for which you are using, that is email in our case. So email, and then outside this square bracket you have to provide the key of the sub dictionary, that is in our case I want to print the provider. So if I run this file, which is dictionary, so you can see I'm getting the value as Gmail. Similarly I can print the address as well, just I have to change the name of it, and if I run this, you can see I can get the both the values. So this dictionary will just restrict it to email, and I can use another dictionary which is related to me only, not to this email dictionary. So here I can use last name and provide the value here. And if I want to print my last name, so we have already discussed about it that we just have to provide the key of it, as having dictionary will not make a difference on that. So I can provide last name, and if I try to run my file, so you can see I am getting last name. So that way I can organize my information and store in a dictionary. So that's all in this video. Make sure to subscribe and like this video and share this video with your colleagues and juniors. That would be really helpful for me. Thank you guys. See you guys in the next video.